Hello and welcome. Oh, holy crap! We have way more people in here than I expected. Welcome. It's my first stream of the new year, and we are starting up the world's most idiosyncratic Baldur's Gate 3 lore deep dive playthrough. Oh man! So yeah, this is going to be really interesting because I'm basically going to be playing through the game, and whenever an interesting bit of lore pops up, I'm just going to, basically just going to be like, hey, by the way, and go on a 10-minute spiel about whatever weird bit of lore is happening or happens to be coming up. So yeah, that's going to be that. Uh, the main problem that I'm going to run into is, honestly, I don't entirely know what to do. And there is a bunch of lore that is very obvious. Also, if anyone has any questions about the lore of Baldur's Gate 3, I am more than happy to explain things, because they actually did Larian actually did a really good job of keeping relatively lore accurate to Dungeons and Dragons and the Forgotten Realms and whatnot. So, yeah, this is going to be really interesting. Also, hello to everyone on TikTok. I am live both on TikTok and on Twitch. All of the links are in my bio. So yeah, I am not. So if you want to see the actual gameplay, mainly because I don't feel like setting up the TikTok studio. Hello, fancy refined. Welcome. We have a lot of new people probably. I'm not used to having new people in here. But yeah, new year, new stuff. Also, I can't exactly there are certain cutscenes I will be able to do deep dives into because, ironically, this bit right here, very accurate. That is exactly how this is in terms of lore. This is exactly basically how this kind of thing would go down. Although, interesting fact, do you know a lot about D&D lore? Yes, or at least I like to think I do. I've been playing I've been playing D&D and kind of studying it for the better part of a decade. Probably around 9.5 years at this point. So, and a lot of that very much is me just deep diving the lore of mainly Forgotten Realms, a little bit of the other reset tutorial. Shit. Options. I can show tutorials. Nope. Okay. Now the main question is, what do I do for our character? Obviously, we have to go Dark Urge in terms of lore, because the Dark Urge has a lot of really, really fun lore that I'm going to delve into later in the playthrough. And yeah. Do you know where the Illithid came from? Are the outer space squids like Gith are outer space toad elves? Okay, so the Gith. The Gith and the Githyanki and the Illithid. So the Githyanki are actually technically a subrace of an overarching race called Gith that split after Mother Gith freed them from the control of the Illithids. They split into the Githyanki and the Githzerai. They aren't exactly space squids in terms of, the Illithid aren't exactly space squids. They're more of... They're what are referred to as aberrations. Now, aberrations are essentially aliens. They don't exactly follow the same necessarily rules as most of the conventional races, and they are from. It is theorized that they are from the Far Realms, which is so in terms of cosmology of the various places. Ah, shit! I'm just now realizing that I am super laggy. I apologize. Give me 1 sec. We're gonna. What is okay? We're going to get rid of that. I think. Refresh device. Okay. Save. Okay, that should be good. The thing. So anyway, as I was saying, the Illithid mainly, I believe they came from the Far Realms. It's theorized. Most of the aberrations do come from the Far Realms, which is the outermost reaches of the planes of existence. It's very, it's complicated. A lot of the so like we'll get into it when we like run into the spectators and whatnot. Spectators are also aberrations. They're technically the same creature type. It's weird. But the best way I can describe it is there are the inner planes, and then there are the outer planes, and then there are the and then there is the Far Realms. The Far Realms is where most alien shit comes from. But yeah. I don't know specifically because I know that the Gith were enslaved by the also, why is my encoder absolutely shitting the bed? Give me 1 sec, guys. We're gonna get rid of this. We're gonna get rid of this. What's the Gith Zerai? How are they different from the Gith Yankee? Okay, so the Gith Zerai. So the main difference between the Gith Zerai and the Gith Yankee is dogma. The Gith Zerai the Gith Yankee very much believe that the Illithid and the Grand Design need to be sought out, hunted down, and exterminated. Because they don't want to see the world become, they don't want the Grand Design to actually come to fruition, in which all becomes Illithid. So that's the Gith Yankee. The Gith Zerai, on the other hand, are very much, no, we stay here, we defend ourselves, if we get attacked by Illithid, we will fuck them up, but we're not going to go out of our way to hunt them down. If the Illithid come across some other race or come across some other thing and are like, hey, we are going to absolutely slaughter this, they're not going to go out of their way to help. Gith Zerai, one of the big differences in culture, it's mainly a culture difference. Gith Zerai tend to focus more on psionics and martial and unhanded and empty-handed combat prowess, whereas Gith Yankee the original Vlaakith made a deal with Tiamat, the goddess of evil dragons, to give them red dragons, which they use as mounts, and they're essentially corsairs, or they're mounted combatants. They ride their dragons through the astral planes, they ride their dragons through basically anywhere that they can find, searching for Illithid. And especially when in the astral plane, they have so Gith Yankee, one of the main Gith Yankee weapons, let's see if it's referenced anywhere. Here, Martial Prodigy. A lifetime of relentless training has given you armor proficiency with light and medium armor, as well as proficiency with short sword, long sword, and great sword. This is important. All of the Gith Yankee weapons that you find are technically silver. At least in the lore, they would be silver. The main thing regarding that is they are specifically enchanted to cut what are known as silver threads, which is, so when someone astral projects in D&D, they enter the astral plane, and only their soul is what goes in, but their body remains on the material. Then they are connected by a silver thread from their soul to their body. And if that thread gets cut, they're fucked. They have no real way to get back to their body. The result being that the Githyanki have specifically developed weaponry to sever that thread and basically say, no, you're not projecting here. And if you do, we're gonna mess with everything that you have. Do anti-magic abilities work against illithid and similar creatures with psionic abilities? Okay, so this is a weird thing. Generally speaking, psionic abilities do not interact with the weave. So we'll get into the weave when we deal with Gale, because that's a whole nother thing. So psionic abilities, generally speaking, do not interact with the weave, and as such, anti-magic fields and anti-magic based abilities do not inhibit them. It's one of their biggest strengths. However, I don't have enough interaction with that in this game. In all of my playthroughs that I've done so far, I've had a very strict, Also, I apologize. I have both TikTok, so I've got my TikTok live over here, and I've got my Twitch chat box up here. So, so I'm gonna try and keep looking at both of them. And so if I miss something on TikTok, I'm not actually ignoring you. I promise. I'm sorry. But when it comes to sorry. Tangent. But Twitch seemed to be getting more reaction. Yeah. Yes. So when it comes to psionic abilities, generally speaking, anti-magic effects do not inhibit them. However, I don't know if that's a thing in this game. I know that, as far as I'm aware, the only anti-magic thing in this game, really, is the Susur Bark stuff, the Susur Bark technology. And with that in mind, I generally don't know. I'm probably going to do a little bit of experimentation in this playthrough of seeing if psionics will work with that. So, yeah. Also, I'm so sorry. I do not know why my encoder is absolutely shitting the bed right now. I literally updated my graphics card earlier today. For D&D, not gonna lie. Yeah, so... Okay, yeah. In 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, psionics do not the condensed version of all of that, psionics do not interact with the weave, therefore... psionics do not interact with the weave, therefore anti-magic effects that specifically, block the weave do not inhibit them. So time for a tangent about anti-magic, in 5th edition. So in terms of magic, so basic interaction of how magic works. You have this thing called the weave that is mentioned in the game that we're going to discuss when we get to Gale. In order to use magic, you manipulate the weave by doing things like, ripping it, folding it, cutting it, bending it, and that causes damage. What anti-magic fields do is they essentially take a section of the weave and go, you cannot interact with this. The result is a small area that you cannot interact with, and as such, effects that would interact with it can't. So spells and whatnot are, so most spells are just going to come up against an anti-magic field and stop. Magic items will lose their potency and stuff like that. Do I have any upcoming D&D actual plays that you seem really knowledgeable and would be a blast to watch play? I do! Welcome, Brotherhood of Evil Gays! Ironically, coming up on next week, Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, I am going to be starting in a D&D campaign. I'm going to be playing a Hexblood Warlock on Trans Tales Twitch, I believe it is. But yeah. So, but yeah, I'm really excited for it. Also, my computer's getting really hot, so we are going to open a window. I'm sorry, guys. It's my first stream. But yeah, so it's gonna be me, Basic Human Kindness, Cole, Nonstop Cole Pop, and someone else who I'm forgetting the name of. I will be making a post about this on my TikTok. Is it just me, or okay, real quick, I did just get a question on this, and that I do want to be very clear about. This is my pride flag. I am what's called agosexual. We can get into that in a bit. But basically, I'm aspec. But yeah, me and a bunch of trans TikTokers are going to be playing in a D&D campaign on Trans Tales Twitch this coming Tuesday. It's going to be bi-weekly. I'm really excited for it. Okay, so let's catch up on some of these questions. So, does this exclude some monk abilities that replicate spell effects? No, it does not. So generally what you need to cast a spell is a focusing agent, a power source, and a medium. What monks do is they use their ki to manipulate the weave in terms of mimicking spells. So they're not so there's conventional casting and then there's non-conventional casting. What monks do is essentially non-conventional casting in terms of what they're interacting with. It is still considered a magical effect in terms of things like anti-magic fields and counter spells and whatnot. So wizards waving their arms actually touching the weave? Yes and no, kind of. They are manipulating strands of the weave. It's very much like string theory, actually. What about possible magic outside of the weave, like magic Karsus used against Mystra? So, here's where we're gonna get to. We're gonna talk a lot about Mystra and magic when we when we start interacting with Gale and whatnot and start progressing his storyline. The Karsite weave is bullshit. It is completely within Baldur's Gate 3. In terms of other lore within Dungeons and Dragons, you have you have the weave, and then you have psionics, and that's basically all that you have in terms of different types of magic. And also something that is not touched on in Baldur's Gate 3 that is really important: the Mystra we are interacting with in the game is not the Mystra that Karsus interacted with. Mystra and Karsus. So we are the Forgotten Realms are currently on their third god of magic. First we had Mistral, who was the original god of magic. He died during Karsus's fall. Karsus used the spell Karsus's Avatar to strip him of the majority of his power, and then he kinda got stuck. And there was too much damage for the weave for him to heal in his weakened form. So he basically sacrificed himself, or what remained of his power, to spawn a new god of magic, who was the first Mystra. She then died a couple times, and then after the Time of Troubles, which is when Baldur's Gate takes place, after that era, we got a third god of magic, the new Mystra, who used to be mortal. It's a whole thing that we will very much touch on when we start getting into Gale's stuff. First streams. Do I think Dour Gothos is the only caster still able to cast 10th level spells, as Mystra has very 0F situations to... Okay. Dour Gothoth does not have epic level magic. No, I do not remember you. I'm sorry. I'm switching. Hooray! 2 chats. Let's go. Dour Gothoth, I do not believe has 10th level magic. Inferno of the Star Mounts does. Hard enough. Inferno of the Star Mounts is a 40th level sorcerer who was ancient before the time of Karsus. Where's Gamer Juice? Gamer Juice is right here. The big thing that I want to make very clear is that, so with that whole thing is, you can still cast epic level magic. It is just so ungodly, annoying, and it's generally not worth the risk. But I don't. But while Dour Gothoth is insanely powerful, he does not have 10th level spell slots. He does, I believe, have access to epic level magic, and it is rumored that he is a chosen of Mystra. But I don't think that's a thing. Died a couple times. Who's beefing with the goddess of magic hard enough that she dies that often? Okay, so during the time of troubles, so essentially what happened during the time of troubles. The short version is that someone stole the Tablets of Fate from Ao, the Overgod. So Ao is the overdeity of the Forgotten Realms. He basically solely exists. He's the god of gods. He is who everyone else answers to. Hello, Empress Crow. Welcome. And as a result, a shit ton of... Basically, Ao got pissed and took all the gods and said, no, you're going to the mortal plane until I get my book back. As a result, a bunch of the gods started killing each other. Mystra decided that the rules that Ao put out didn't apply to her and tried to ascend the celestial staircase to go back to the outer planes, and specifically Elysium, where she exists. And Helm, who was another god who was tasked with guarding the celestial staircase, said, "No, I'm not going to let you pass." Mystra tried to force her way past, and Helm killed her. So yeah, that's that. Give me 1 sec while we get rid of some stuff. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it was essentially, and a little while later she was reconstituted, and then we had the spell plague, and then there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff going on in that in that whole entire spiel. Does Elven High Magic bypass the spell level cap? As I see, some of them are super strong compared to 9th level spells. So, yes. Worth noting, Elven High Magic is very specifically different from conventional magic. It is one of the few non-conventional casting forms that, and as a result, it allows users to essentially bypass normal magical restrictions. This is because rather than manipulating the weave into doing certain things, like let's say, so for example, let's take Fireball. The way Fireball works is you take the weave and you scrunch it all up, and it explodes, essentially. That's basically. What Elven High Magic does is instead it basically takes it takes a lot longer. It's not instantaneous. It's the kind of thing where you have multiple mages chanting for depending on the ritual that they're using, upwards of a month of just straight chanting to will effects into existence. But it's very gentle on the weave. It doesn't require a massive amount of fixing from... It doesn't require the Goddess of Magic to fix the weave in any major capacity. And yeah. I thought Sirik the Mad killed Mystra, or was that someone else? Sirik the Mad did kill Mystra after Helm killed her. So she was killed by Helm, brought back, Sirik then killed her, then we had Mystra Midnight, or Sirik might have killed Mystra Midnight. Somewhere in that, I know Sirik killed a Mystra. I don't remember if it was Mystra or Mystra Midnight. But yes, so, sorry, Elven High Magic. I've got so many things going on right now. I see new headphones. Did you get a whole new setup too? No, I did not. Just mainly the new headphones. But yeah, Elven High Magic is one of the few ways to bypass the weave and get massive spell effects. Isn't that God's becoming mortal situation also the cause of depletion? I don't actually know this one. Hold on. Give me one sec. Because I believe Ettins are... No, so Ettins were created by Demogorgon. And, only being classified as Giantkin as the former, but, they're related to giants, only of Anam and Othera, but gain no territory, but with no terrain granted to them by the Allfather. So basically, the Ettins were created by essentially Demogorgon corrupting a bunch of stuff. Tattoos are sick. Gay, yes I am. Can I please meow? I'm a big fan. Please meow. I will not be meowing. That is something you're gonna have to earn. Thank you for saying my tattoos are sick. But yeah, I mostly, I always wondered why Mystra would choose Volo as her chosen. Is she treating him like her prophet? I think he's a weave anchor. I don't think he's a chosen of Mystra. But also something that's worth noting, Mystra doesn't necessarily... when gods choose chosens, they don't choose them necessarily based on power. So, like, for example, Dour Gothoth, one of the most powerful arcane users in the Forgotten Realms. Should Larian make a should Larian make a Ravenloft adventure? They should. I would play the fuck out of that. Anyway, so, like, Dour Gothoth. Dour Gothoth, very evil, very, very evil, is rumored to be one of Mystra's chosen, and Mystra doesn't really care that he is doing everything that he does, because he seeks knowledge for the sake of knowledge. He does not seek to take it away from anyone. He does not seek to remove other people from the weave or to control the weave. He just seeks knowledge. But will do anything to get it. So a weave anchor is a mortal being, object, or place that was invested with a part of the divine essence of Mystra. Such entities serve to stabilize the weave should anything happen to the goddess. So, essentially, something that Mystra did, make the bone melt spell. I don't remember that one specifically. I know he is working on a disjunction breath weapon, which is absolutely hilarious when you think about it. But but a weave anchor. So weave anchors are something that Mystra started implementing in after the Time of Troubles. Essentially, what she does is she took shards of her divinity and put them in other spots, so that if she were to ever die or be destroyed, she could use those as essentially respawn points. This is one of those things. So when we get into like Gale's whole thing, I'm going to be discussing how Mystra is full of shit and the Karsite weave is bullshit. But in order to do that, we need to actually make a character. And I genuinely don't know. Generally, I play tieflings, simply because I enjoy tieflings. So Volo could become the goddess of magic. No. Very much no. It's less of the idea of could become the goddess of magic and more can be used as the goddess of magic's respawn point. I know there was a shard that was hidden away elsewhere. But that one's kind of unaccounted for. I made a whole series of TikTok videos discussing it. So I don't know the specific. So I've kind of already gone over it, but essentially, and it's also something that I will be discussing when we get into once we get into dealing with fucking Gale. Jesus Christ, I hate Gale. Anyway, what should we play for our class? I do have random character dice that I am gonna roll to see if I like the character it comes up with. Half-orc monk, true neutral. Half-orc monk. Half-orc monk. So here's the thing. I don't like playing monks. I never have. So we're gonna back off of. We're gonna say no to monk. We're definitely half-orc. I would feel weird about Dragonborn. Dragonborn could be fun. Would Karsus' spell worked if he had used it to target another god? Probably. The main problem with Karsus, and I've talked about this a little bit as well. The main problem with Karsus and saying what happens, the main problem with going, what if Karsus had picked another god, ignores one of the key points of Karsus, and that is his belief in the superiority of magic and the superiority of mages. Also, hello Lazuli, it has been a hot second, yes. Also, I cannot imagine hype for Gale, yet I know that hype exists. Oh boy, Gale. Gale's gonna be a thing. Gale's gonna have an entire episode to himself. But yeah, I'm very curious about the Oathbreaker Knight. Okay, Oathbreaker. Ooh. I could do... Here's a thought. I could do a Drow Paladin and go... I could go Drow Paladin. That might actually be kind of fun. That might actually be kind of sweet. I could also go Wizard. I'm definitely thinking Drow. Simply because... So I normally play Tieflings, like I said, which... Tieflings... Good dear God. The Tieflings, Elturel. That's gonna be a whole thing I'm gonna have to discuss. But yeah, Warlock, Sorcerer. But yeah, the Oathbreaker Knight is really it has a lot of interesting stuff. I could go Paladin. Do I go Paladin? I think I might go Paladin. The main problem with Paladin is that, like, I'm not a fan of Gale as a person, but the concept behind him is interesting. Yeah! Honestly, we love Gale. Gale is Gale is such a interesting character. I hate his guts, but he is interesting. Ooh, playing a Hexblade Paladin in my home game. And here's another thing. I'm gonna say this straight up. I despise multiclassing. I most likely will not be multiclassing at all during this playthrough. I call me a purist. I don't like, I don't like, I don't like multiclassing. It's so annoying. To those who like it, by all means, go ahead. But yeah, it's not personally my cup of tea. Would anti-magic effects work on warlock invocations like Devil's Sight or something? Depends on the invocation. So one of the big things about anti-magic effects is while yes. So like if we look up anti-magic field. Anti-magic field 5e. Okay. Anti-magic field. Spells cannot be cast, summoned creatures disappear, magic items become mundane. Spells and other magical effects, except for those created by an artifact or deity, are suppressed and can't protrude into it. Areas of magic spells, magic items, magical travel, creatures and objects. A creature or object summoned dispel magic. So essentially, and here's the important bit. The only class I remember monoclassing was 3.5 Druid. That's fair. 3.5 Druid is really fun. I've looked into it a little bit. I haven't played enough 3.5. I want to play more, but I just don't have the opportunity most of the time. So, would an anti-magic field... So, some of the invocations, yes. But it's like, for example, an anti-magic field... Like, let's take sorcerers. So, sorcerers are really, essentially, just magical hotspots. They're essentially just creatures that have excess magical energy stuck in them. And they can use that energy, that raw power, to manipulate the weave. If you put one in an anti-magic field, they're going to feel a little bit nauseous. They're going to feel a little bit uncomfortable, but they're not going to, like, die. Same with any inherently magical creature. Like, tieflings are not going to have access to their infernal legacy, but they're still going to have access to things like their fire resistance. They're going to have access to their dark vision. They're going to have access to the things. They're not going to be able to use them, but they will have access to them. Wizards are fun. Wizards are really fun. I'm partial to illusionists myself, but that's just me. So like, when it comes to Warlock invocations, it's a toss-up. So like, anything that says you can cast a spell isn't gonna work. Anything that says you just get this benefit will probably still be able to work. Because in theory, there's the potential of them being created by a deity, being magical effects that are created by a deity, or patron, as it were. And with the, so yeah, so I guess it's gonna vary from invocation to invocation as to whether or not it'll work in an anti-magic field. Why does charisma help paladins? So a lot of people misunderstand charisma. So charisma is force of personality. It is basically, when you walk into a room, someone with high charisma might not be immediately liked, but people are going to know they're there. So it's basically like, hey, I'm here and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. When paladins cast magic, they are essentially forcibly manipulating the weave. They are going, hey, you're gonna do what I. They basically look at the weave and go, "Hey, you're gonna do what I want. Period. Full stop. No exceptions." And the weave kind of has to comply. Uh, because which is one of the reasons why breaking your oath is so. In recent years, I've found that a lot of people have sort of trivialized the whole breaking an oath thing when it comes to paladins. If a paladin breaks their oath, it is them giving up a core tenet of who they are. It is them going, hey, this thing that I follow, period, full stop, that grants me my magic, yeet. And so the idea that you just break your oath has always perplexed me. The idea of trying to bend your oath. No, in terms of like tenants and will I be having any mods this playthrough? No. I have a thing where I try not to play modded games, unfortunately. So when it comes to a paladin's casting, they essentially bully the weave into doing what they want. That's basically it. Who do I want? What do I want to play? What do I want to play as this playthrough? That's the big thing. I still need to do character creation. We're 45 minutes into the stream, and I have yet to create my character. I have yet to start creating my character. We have settled on our origin, which is Dark Urge. We are definitely doing Dark Urge. Halfling rep. Not a fan of halflings, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, I usually go Tiefling. Or Drow. Or maybe Dragonborn. Dragonborns are fun. Is there a specific build I want to do? Tieflings are fun. I love Tieflings. I love Zariel Tieflings. They're my go-to, simply because I like playing Blade Locks. And hey, why didn't Abdul have Dark Urge? Favorite PC trope? I define PC, because that can mean personal computer, that can be player character. What are we talking about? And Abdel did have the urge. He was just really good about suppressing it. And that's something that I want to make that player character. Okay, so my favorite PC trope. I'm not a fan of tropes in general, but if I had to pick a favorite, I really enjoy the character who seem... I really enjoy playing characters that seem like they're on the level, and then there's just something about them that's wildly out of left field. Like, hey, by the way, I'm just a normal guy. It just so happens that I'm lawful evil and grew up in in this horrific cult, but like, don't worry, I'm a normal guy. And something that I love doing with that is taking characters like that and just building around them. And building this sort of very standard, like, they're working with the party. They outwardly seem like a great guy, or they seem like a great character, and then you wait for the right moment, and you drop that tidbit of lore about them, and everyone at the table just goes, holy shit, what the fuck? I love characters like that. Half-orcs are so good. Are you gonna play with viewers sometime? I'd love to join in on games someday. Probably not. As much as I like playing Baldur's Gate with other people, I tend to play with like my personal close friends, so yeah, that's a thing. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm probably not gonna play with. Probably not gonna do anything like specific with that. Ooh, wait, I'd have thought. Could I do that? Hmm. I could go Drow Fighter. Rapier, short sword, hand crossbow. I could go Fighter. Fighter is honestly just really fun. Hmm. Normal guy but grew up with cultists reminds me of a character my DM made called Bill Nye the Cultist Guy. Yes. Um. Couldn't. Where hadn't come up with the Dark Urge, but is there an in-universe reason? Hold on, give me one sec. So the main reason why the canon is so the thing that people have to realize about dark urges is that when you're playing a when you have a dark urge, when you have a ball spawn, they do not have to give in to the urge. They can fight the urge, and there are many ball spawn that do fight the urge. Abdel would be an example of a ball spawn that chose to fight the urge rather than give in to it. So yeah, that's the in-universe reason as to why Abdel Adrian is not a mass murderer. Could go Barbarian. Barbarian's fun. Unarmored defense. Also, something that a lot of people don't know about Baldur's Gate 3, when you play a bard and you go down to starting instrument, the music for the menu will change based on your starting instrument. And I find that just the nicest of touches. We're gonna go Seldarine Drow. I think we go Seldarine Drow for this playthrough. We could go Cleric. Saluna. Ooh, we could go... We could go Seldarine, Cleric of Elistray? Thematically, that would be fucking great. What was my first character? Dragonborn Way of the Ascended Dragon. Back when Ascended. So, my first character... Why is Ballstone still making Ballspawn? Is he still in danger of dying? So, so let's talk about timelines, because timeline is very important for Baldur's Gate. So Baldur's Gate takes place, as far as I can tell, give or take 50 to 100 years after an event known as the Time of Troubles. It takes place after the events. It also takes place after the event, I believe. Yeah, it takes place after the events of an actual D&D module called Descent into Avernus. And that's actually really important, and it comes up, and we'll be discussing it when we meet some people from Elturel. But Ball doesn't really make Ballspawn anymore. So, and something that is that needs to be made clear is that when the Dark Urge in Baldur's Gate 3 was born, it would most likely have technically been during the Time of Troubles. It would have so realistically, So unfortunately, when you're the short version is it's complicated. Because you're also not technically a true Ballspawn. You're essentially an artificial Ballspawn that was created for the sole purpose of doing this. So there is that. When I actually want to have a turtle sort, whose whole thing is they're a child of a dragon turtle. I just have to pass just on how the character was conceived. Okay, so let's talk about sorcerers. Let's talk about draconic sorcerers real quick, because this is actually an important thing. Your veins carry draconic magic, the result of a powerful dragon ancestor. That does not mean you are the son or daughter of a dragon. Something that I feel like a lot of people kind of overdo is the idea that their immediate parent was a dragon with something like this. So draconic bloodline is like, hey, I have a dragon ancestor who had a kid, and then that kid had a kid, and the dragon is like my great grandfather or grandmother, and like dozens upon dozens of generations back. So the blood is still in my veins, the draconic essence is still in my veins, but my parent wasn't. And so genetics can skip a couple generation. Yeah. So like for example, let's say for example, someone once fucked a dragon. Let's say for example, let's say for example a dragon and I don't even know. Let's say a silver dragon and a human have a kid, because that is actually something that can happen because silver dragonborn can take human form. Anyway, they have a kid. That kid probably going to be a half dragon. Not a dragonborn, a half dragon, and there is an important distinction between the two. Then, let's say that half dragon has a kid. They're still probably going to be a half dragon. And then that's going to go on for 2-ish, maybe 3 generations. Then you're just going to start turning, then after that, you're going to get into whatever the dominant, quote unquote, not every dragon can take human form. Correct. Not every dragon can take human form. Generally speaking, metallics are the only ones with the innate ability to take human form. However, there are chromatics that can as well. And generally speaking, only more ancient chromatics can take human form. So yeah. But anyway, as you're going down, the dragon's essence is still going to be carried through, but there's no guarantee that that child or anyone, there's no guarantee that anyone in that bloodline is going to be a sorcerer. Sorcerers are actually, generally speaking, pretty rare. In terms of how often they come. Wouldn't you realistically be the child of an iron/steel dragon? As they live multiple lives? Steel dragons. I love steel dragons. I miss steel dragons. I want them to be in 5th edition. So, no. While steel dragons can and do procreate with humans, generally speaking, there is no reason a steel dragon would be... There's no more or less reason why a steel dragon or any other dragon would be your ancestor. It can be, but there's no guarantee or reason that they necessarily are. Dragon swords can also be made from an ancestor having a pact with a dragon, similar to tieflings. This is also true. Magical pacts with dragons, or a dragon just granting someone their power, can also lead to dragon sorcerers later on down the line. So worth noting that sorcerers, tieflings, genasi, and people like those are not actually necessarily born of infernal blood. Why would a dragon give their power? Because it's not a pie. So when we're talking about patrons, for things like warlocks or just making pacts in general, it doesn't have to be warlock specific. When a being grants you their power, the amount of power that they are granting you is minuscule. For example, let's say a pit fiend. Let's say you have a pit fiend who's making a deal with a human. The ability to conjure fire is nothing to a pit fiend. The pit fiend is... And then you have, like, a dragon who goes, I'll give you some of my magical essence. Like, congrats. You might live a little longer. And the dragon and powerful beings like dragons that give up a portion of it, it's not like, here, have half my power. It's, here, have a fraction of a percent of my power. And that's so that your body can handle it. Dragons do not... Powerful beings and powerful magics actively harm the body. That's another thing. Okay, let's talk really quick about magic. We're an hour into the stream and we haven't even begun character creation. We're just gonna switch to this stream real quick. So, so when it comes to magic, magic is a muscle. When you are casting magic, you are literally channeling raw energy through your body to create an effect. When that happens, you injure your body. You create magical scar tissue. As you create more and more scar tissue, you can handle more and more magic. That is representative of spell slots. So the more magic you can channel without resting is indicative of how much you've used magic. This is why... So does that make All Might Deku's Warlock Patron? Actually, kind of. Deku is actually a really, really good explanation of how Warlocks work. Because, Deku has to limit himself, because All Might gave him way too much power. Although, All Might really didn't have a choice. But anyway, when it comes to magic, people need to understand that, there's a reason you can't cast 5th level magic at level 1. It's because your body can't handle it. So, let's take and actually, there's an ability that evokers get. Evocation wizards get a capstone ability called Overchannel, which lets them maximize damage on their evocation spells, but if they use it too much, they start taking damage. And this is because they are essentially forcing excess magical power through their body to empower their spells, but as a result are injuring themselves. So when it comes to sorcerers and whatnot, you'll get sorcerers or warlocks who, or just magic users in general, that can try to push the limits on what type of magic they have. They can try and push the limits on the amount of magic they have access to. But it's not going to end well. And ironically, something that I'll talk about with Karsus is what happened when Karsus died and why it was such a big deal. Could someone sacrifice themselves to cast higher level magic, like 5th or 10th level wizard, absolutely wrecking themselves to cast a 9th level spell? In theory, yes. But there's also something that... But it's not as simple as, hey, I channel more magic, I die, and the magic goes off. It's, hey, I'm going to attempt this, but if I die in the process, the magic's just going to fizzle. So there's no real point to trying it. For example, let's take you're trying to chop down a tree. You're not going to put 180% into that first swing. If you do, you're going to wreck your arms, and the tree's still going to be up. But if you put 80% into every swing, you might need to take a break really quick, but you are still going to have that, but eventually, that tree is going to come down. And you're gonna hurt, it's gonna suck, but the tree will eventually come down. Let's go. What are we gonna run? What are we gonna do for our race? You know what? We're gonna do a Seldarine Drow. We're gonna do a cleric. We're gonna do a Seldarine Drow cleric. And we are actually going to do... Do I play a healer? Do I solo as a healer? Light trickery. God damn. I definitely kind of want to do a Seldarine Drow. Do you want to? I kinda do. So here's one of the main reasons why I don't like playing this game solo. Is because at heart I'm a support main. I'm not gonna lie. At heart, I love playing healers. I love playing tanks. You can't do that solo in this game. What about if you had like a Vorpal sword when you were cutting with it, or is that only for heads? That's kind of only for heads. Also, Vorpal swords are a thing that Vorpal swords are so much of a thing, and they're such a fringe case because there are only so many. Something that also a lot of people don't seem to realize is that there are comparatively, there aren't actually that many super high-level magic items. Like, for example, how many uncommon items are there in this game? In Baldur's Gate 3? There are a shit ton. There are so many uncommon magic items in this game. How many very rare items are there? How many legendary items are there? Not that many. I think there are like 15 legendary items in the entire game. Gale ate them. Oh, man. Qualified to play a healer, it's you. Makes PC. Self-sacrifices to use power word kill. Refuse to elaborate. Bro! That'd be hilarious. It's just like, hey. But, like, it has a like, I make a PC who can only cast power word kill. But how rare are necromancer items in Baldur's Gate 3? Ooh, necromancer. Pretty rare. Also worth noting. That said, druid. I've been wanting to play a spore druid for a while. Because there are some really nasty endgame items that you can get for spore druids. And spore druids are just cool in general. I really like spore druids. But But yeah, necromancer items. I don't think there are many necromancer specific items. Druid is a top tier class to play. It really is. It's such a fun class. Ooh, what I could do. Hear me out. Hold on. Can I do that? You know what? We'll go Druid. We'll go Druid. And we'll go... Sorcerer on top. Vel! Welcome! Sorcerers? I do not understand the hype around sorcerers. They are... So, fun fact. In D&D, are necromancers considered good? They're decent summoners, but outside of that, they're So, I'm not gonna lie. Hands down, in 5th edition, Sorcerer is my least favorite class. I just don't like them. I feel like they got the shit end of the stick from everyone involved. They're charisma casters with a d6 hit die that are... They're charisma, known spellcasters with a no need thing. Okay. Barbarian, go bonk, no need think, only smack. This is true. The other thing is I don't want to really play someone who I'm also already gonna have. So like I'm gonna have a cleric because I'm gonna be running with Shadowheart. I'm probably going to have Karlach as my front line because Karlach's just a good bean. And we love Karlach. My favorite class is Dragonborns. Dragonborn isn't a class, it's a race. Because the face scales look good, and I argue the biggest reason... And I argue that's the biggest reason... I mean... Yeah, Draconic Bloodline... Them scales, though. Sorry, I meant race. No problem. God damn. I definitely want to do Seldarine Drow. We'll go with that. Kind of want to go Cleric. It's the only highlighter we're allowed in this game. Yeah. Wild Magic Barbar. But also a lot of scenes don't make sense. That's fair. I could go... I could go Sorcerer. I could go Machine Gun Sorcerer. Ooh. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Give me 1 sec. I'm having thoughts. No, because I can just do that with Karlach. Damn it. Gosh. This sucks. Dragons. Dragonborns, they can be really old. I mean, no more older or younger than the average human. Than your average race. Coffee Lock? Maybe Coffee Lock. So, unfortunately, Coffee Lock doesn't work in Baldur's Gate 3 because you only have, you only get 2 short rests per day. And I'm running without mods, so it's not like I can just keep going, so I don't know if there's an infinite short... do I like frozen water? I kind of like frozen water. I kind of like ice. Ice is fun. What about Will? Will you be running with him? Maybe. I don't know. Get mods? No! Yes, I am also live on TikTok. So I am live on both TikTok and Twitch. Are goblins hostile in Baldur's Gate 3? They can be, but you can side with them. Personally, I don't like siding with the goblins, mainly because I do not condone what they do. And also, the problematic aspects of goblins. Jesus Christ. You can You can probably have a bard for a third short rest. I could. Will's my favorite companion. Will is such a fun companion. I will say that. I will say that Will is a fun companion, and I do genuinely enjoy him. We might play a bard. Bards are fun. Bards are so much fun. No. Goblins are problematic. I'm shocked. Yeah, so goblins there's a lot of problems with goblins. From their traditional lore to how they're presented to the whole inherently evil thing. Hello, sorry. Sword Bard. I could go Sword Bard. Genuinely, I could go Sword Bard. Also, I apologize to everyone. Dang it, Var. Also, everybody, welcome Valara Lewis. Valara Lillis. I can't speak because I've been speaking basically nonstop for like an hour and 15 now, and I haven't even. Stealing mod job. They are one of my mods. They are absolutely wonderful. They will kick you. Not help, not the name butchering. Valara Lillis. Also, go follow them on Twitch as well. They are an absolutely wonderful. Drink Wasser. I will drink water. Wasser. That said, I do have these. So these are, can you make a Barbarian? I could make a Barbarian. So I'm thinking of using these. So these are random character generation dice. I've got a D12 for class and a D10 for race. And the thing about it on the race though is there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I didn't see. I thought you were showing nails and threatening. I'll scratch you. Yeah, no. So these dice are random character generation dice. I also have a random alignment dice as well, which really fun. Dropped one of them. Anyway. I'll scratch you. I wish I could scratch. I don't have the nails to scratch people. Unfortunately. I try and keep them... I want to get them a bit longer, or maybe get, like, acrylics. I think that would be fun. Like, get the nice, like, thick, sharp acrylics. Var, roll for my alignment. True neutral! We got true neutral. We rolled for alignment, and we got true neutral. I'd like to see race-restricted druid subclass for Warforged, where you can transform into constructs. Is the whole idea of growing from these. Going wolf is kind of funny. Yeah, that is kind of weird. Okay. So we are going to first things first. Let's roll and see what we get for race. So the problem is with this is that there are 11. Hold on, what am I missing from here? Okay, we've got elf, tiefling. Is Drow on here? Drow is not on here. Okay, so if we roll elf, that'll include Drow. And if we get the reroll option, we'll play a Githyanki. Hey, look at that! I'm not even joking. I rolled Tiefling, so we're playing Tiefling. What now? what class? What class are we doing? We are already doing a Dark Urge, so if I roll evil, I guess we're gonna go with the with an evil playthrough. Rogue. I don't like that. I don't like rogue. A tiefling rogue. Well, I guess we're not gonna have Asterion in the party. I guess we're just gonna have to get rid of him as quickly as possible. Not me waiting for the inevitable all caps message from my mod. I'd like to see some of the older classes making a return. Yeah, that would be really great. The main problem is, like, I'm not gonna lie, when I'm running D&D, I generally have I make the note of, hey, try and stick to the I bet no one's ever played a tiefling rogue. Yeah, I'm not gonna indulge you with that. I've grown past that. Okay, we'll go with that. Hey, Vel, what is your current Steam name? Vel, what is your current Steam name? I'm curious. New friends list. I haven't. So you're. So you changed it. No, Asterion is very seed. Very boring. This is true. Although Asterion, you like guys? I mean, I do sometimes like guys. It depends on the guy. I am queer. So. What? I'm not gonna lie, one of the main reasons why I like tieflings is because I have a tail. We could go Dragonborn. Can I say one of my previous names? Sure, as long as it doesn't get me, banned. As long as it doesn't, like, go against TOS, you can. Is it one of your Dead by Daylight names, or one of your, Baldur's Gate names? We'll go with, Darker. You know what? We'll go with Druid. One of the BG ones. Sure! Go ahead. If you're going to chain injuries, just chain. We're just here for lore dumps. This is true. The problem is I generally always do the same thing, and I want to try and do something different. Okay, we're gonna go Seldarine. We're gonna go Seldarine. You know what? Fuck it. We'll go Seldarine Cleric. We... I remember when you had that name. Because reading the 6th plate, I think... something bad went down there. Maybe. I judge that name. Yeah, God, I genuinely don't know. There's so much good lore that I don't want to miss out because I'm the wrong race. Because, like, different races will get different lore. Um... Um... Seldarine Drow, and you know what? We'll go fighter. We will go fighter. Fuck. Weird appearance.
Where? Let's hope the locals are friendly.
Like, no, that's a 50-year-old with a midlife crisis. Yeah, Gortash. Gortash has problems. I like that. Freckles. My tastes do get worse, unfortunately. Yeah, you like the Oni. You think the Oni is hot, which is I don't understand that. No, we'll go with that. Confirm. Edit character. Yeah, we'll go with that. Code spells. Gotta go cat. I'd like to catch this one. 5. The doctor, not gonna. Doctor from Act 2. I'm not gonna lie, the doctor from Act 2. Yeah, I totally see that. I love the Oni. The Oni is fun. Okay, I'll say this. He can be fun to play. He's not my main in Dead by Daylight. Okay. We'll go with that. We're going to actually drop strength a little bit and up intelligence. I haven't touched Dead by Daylight seriously in like 2 weeks. I've gotten into Call of Duty. I tried to run Call of Duty recently. It wouldn't open. I couldn't open it. Body art. Two-color piercing. We'll go with those. Eyes. All light colors. I'm just gonna go straight black eyes. Lip tint there. Okay, I actually like my cat ears. Thank you very much. And who said I'm trying to be a man? Honestly, like, why would I want to be a man? I honestly hated Gord. Yeah, so Gortash is a really interesting and surprisingly well written character. Hair. What are we gonna do for hair? We're gonna do something a bit wild. Nope, not that. Absolutely not. Honestly, we'll take it. Okay, highlights. Purple. Confirm. Rain. Confirm. There we go. That'll do. Alana.
You need a guardian. Choose one.
We'll go with that one. I genuinely don't care. I think that's everything. Yep, proceed. So you can beat him with anything. Ventureful. I'm probably not, maybe. I don't know. Improvised weapons are weird. Do I have a favorite adventure? I think a lot of the adventures are really cool. That said, Curse of Strahd will always have a special place in my heart in terms of, love the flag. Flag I have behind me? Thank you. I love my flag. I love the flag too. It was a gift. Okay. Hooray, Nautiloids! So, fun fact about Nautiloids. They're technically considered spelljammers. Although, I despise what 5th edition did with Spelljammer. I hate it so much. It had such a good concept, and they just ruined it. That said, the old Spelljammer is the old Spelljammer stuff is actually really, really cool. And I thought that maybe with them revamping Spelljammer, they could have they could have reintroduced epic magic. But yeah. But they didn't. Yeah. So, fun fact about Nautiloids, they are not made. Nautiloids are not made, they are grown. Like that's a living thing. And Nautiloids are actually semi-sentient. Which is a really fun thing. Whack. But yeah, also, these Githyanki Dragon Riders, they are, like, these dragons that they have, each one probably has at least one other dragon. Because most Githyanki have two. They have one, and they have one that they keep, and then one that they have on standby. Planescape was really good. Planescape was really good. But yeah, Spelljammers. I want to be in. Talking about modules, I find it weird that Storm King's one. Skag does. Yeah! That is kind of upsetting. But yeah! It's a Durgan! Poof. have my dex enough? I think I have my dex enough. I think I've got like 14 minutes. I'll be fine. Damn. Fuck you, Lae'zel. You could have gotten us out. Oh well. So yeah. Oops. Yeah. Also, for those of you who don't know, we stand with Palestine here. I feel like I should just put that out there. So yeah, we stand with Palestine here. Also, I just got a notification. Great job! You've gone live for 90 minutes. Don't forget to take breaks. Like, come on. Come on. We can do better than that.
The blood in your head drums and pounds. That pounding blood obscures who you are.
Oh, I need to roll for alignment.
Loss of memory. How you ended up.
Chaotic evil! Oh no, I guess we're doing an evil playthrough.
You have nothing in your soul.
Ugh.
Besides
Twitch
your
streamers
name and
don't
a
need
headache.
breaks. This is true.
But you are in danger.
I don't like playing...
The torturer behind this cruel prank will meet your malice when you get out of here. Killing. Now that sounds like your first good.
I was just reported.
My head.
I would... Yeah, no, I just got a warning on my TikTok live saying that I was reported for harassment and bullying.
This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
Hey! Playing chaotic evil.
You notice nothing more than meets the eye.
Advantage on the alignment roll? Okay. True neutral. We can work with that. Reach towards the pool. Boom!
Light on my feet.
Okay.
Dead. Good.
Okay. Here, there's like switches here.
Anything of use? Always room for more?
I'm gonna yoink that. And then, so... For this starting area, it's actually really fun because Goodberry is absolutely broken this early in the game. So what you can do, because of these things... Here. We're just gonna fill our inventory.
I feel
We've got so we now have 8 good berries.
what's in here?
Okay. Let's see what we've got.
Images of goblins, their habits and histories.
Oh yeah,
into your mind.
these Eldritch Slates, so Illithid.
Nautiloid flashes into your mind. Nerves, sinews. As
This is
much
what I mean.
living being as ship.
Go get us. Yes. But yeah, so this is what I mean. So first off, this is what I mean when I said that the Nautiloids are grown, not made. They like they're actually grown. They're living things. Then we have like these tablets.
Feeling penetrates your mind. An anomaly, one anyone like ourselves unconnected from the whole. Caution. Worlds beyond worlds flash before your eyes. Empires of a grand design traversed by ships just like this.
Okay. Let's go get us. Worth noting, yeah. So, Illithid don't actually, like, write shit down. Illithid speak a language called Deep Speech, which doesn't have a written language. It is predominantly used, transmitted orally.
Come to save us from the exposed brain quivers in expectation.
Please. Before they return. They return.
It's a boy.
Enemy. So many enemies. Remove us from this body. From this case. Free us.
Us is so good. We love us. We're gonna investigate. Hooray!
You notice edema, a swelling of the brain causing.
And here I am thinking I actually missed something. Yeah, no, we're like just getting into this. We're still like. So fun fact. So. Oh my god.
Newborn. Born new from this husk.
You know no creature like this.
Damn it!
One that is more brain than person.
Damn it! That makes me sad. Anyway, so this is a intellect devour. Intellect devours are really fun, because
Notice an opportunity. You could
they
strange creature.
if you've seen pictures of them,
Subservient.
they do actually burrow into other people's skulls and take them over.
With the desire to rip its tender, moist meat to shreds.
I'm gonna pass on that. Advantage! Split splatter! so, should we? No, we're gonna spare the creature. There you go, boy! The little bean! We love us. But yeah.
Free. Our freedom is ours, friend.
The creature pauses, listening. Something behind your eyes.
What storyline are we going down this time?
We must go to the helm. At the helm, we are needed.
We're just doing a stupidly in-depth lore playthrough where we basically discuss all the lore in this,
The brain
thing.
tenses.
Where we're doing all the lore, going over everything. Anyway, Intellect Devourers. Intellect Devourers are amazing. They don't exactly reproduce so much as they sort of just spawn.
We are needed to leave this realm.
What happens is you'll get an Intellect Devourer, but how they sort of spawn is
Us.
sorry,
We are us.
he's so cute. I love him.
To the helm.
Shut up. But yeah, us is an Intellect Devourer. They literally, so what they'll do is they'll first fry their target's brains, and then just sort of crawl in, usually through the ears. But they can also go in through the mouth. But yeah, and that's sort of how they like spawn. But yeah.
Brains? Nothing but brains. Food for mind flayers, I suppose. Curious.
But yeah, so these are tentacle aquariums, because so when it comes to mind flayers, they generally don't understand. So mind flayers have a very hard time conceptualizing physical being. They're much more in tune with sort of nebulous concepts of self. So like So, like, when they keep pets
Mind flayer horticulture.
or plants, they usually keep it in the form of some sort of intelligence.
Years of humanoid history, elves, dwarves, humans, and more flash behind your eyes.
And they also have this habit of storing memories storing memories rather than actual words. Mind flayers are very alien. Ah, hey, look, dragons. Oof. Oh, there's a dragon over there that was attacking that. But yeah, God. Also, Avernus. Hold on, let's see if we can see it from here. Yep, there it is. The river Styx. So this here is the river Styx. It winds all the way through Avernus and through all of the lower planes. It's so cool. It's the main it's ironically the main form of travel between the lower planes, and is like an actual thing. It's like actually a thing where specifically there's a race of beings known as it's not Arcanoloths, but basically there's this race of beings that race of fiends that their whole shtick is they have learned to travel the river Styx, and they charge. They will accept payment to go through it. Also, this is where we get into Blood War spires and whatnot. What we see like over in this area is essentially floating bastions that hold and then like fortresses and whatnot for the Blood War. I'm actually kind of surprised we can't see more of the Blood War. What else do we have? But yeah, living beings. Welcome to the Hells. We do love the Hells. The Hells are. If they made a Descent into Avernus plot, I would totally play it. Then we've got Lae'zel. So this sword that Lae'zel is using, is not her. Wouldn't be her sword. It's not what she was issued when she was.
Your head throbs and your skin tingles.
Yeah.
Visions rush past.
The armor is. So this style of armor would also have sort of a silver plating on it. And yeah, that would help protect her in the astral seas.
What is this?
Mind you,
You are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me.
don't even get me started on Vlaakith. When we get to the Githyanki Kresh, we will start discussing Vlaakith and all the bullshit that comes with her.
We carry mind flayer parasites. Unless we escape, unless we are cleansed, our bodies and minds will be tainted
but yeah.
and twisted.
Also, if anyone, again,
We will be Gaich, mind flayers.
Gaik is their word. So currently we are speaking common. Gaik is a Githyanki word. It basically just means mind flayer or illithid. Don't worry, we'll get to the crash in 2034. Yup. Who are you?
I, your only chance of survival.
Sure, we'll go with that. But yeah, so this would be considered, also the armor that she's wearing, it would be considered half plate. I believe it's considered half plate.
Until we escape. That must be a priority.
But Githyanki half plate is also very much sought after on the material plane because it's just good. Say what you will about the Githyanki, they are really good about creating weapons of war. Their armor, their swords, all amazing. Generally speaking, most of them are going to be battle masters. So that's probably what we're going to do. What we're going to probably make Lae'zel a battle master. Go forth, us! Uh-oh.
Another fight. Let's go.
Yeet. That's
I am fury. I am death.
whack. Real quick. Yeah, it is half plate. Boom. See? I was right. It's Yankee half plate. Really, really good. Very much sought after. Excuse you. Try again. No! Fuck him up, us. That's a good boy.
Nothing will stand in my way. One day I'll catch a break.
It's the only way.
I am fury.
I'm not surprised. I mean, lore-wise, it makes sense that she's a battle master.
Surprisingly adequate in battle. Now, to the helm.
No traps, please.
Head out for a bit? No problem. I hope to see you back. Yeah. Imps! The lowest form of demon. Also, can we just talk about these Revivify scrolls? Revivify is super buffed in this game. Like, holy crap, is it buffed. Which I can understand why from a design perspective, but at the same time, like, come on. I may get... Is it worth it? How worth it is it? Oh, 100%. There's a reason this is Game of the Year. There's a very good reason why Baldur's Gate 3 is Game of the Year. Like, there are people who were like shitting on this game since it came out because they were mad about Spider-Man 3 not getting it. And then they actually took the time to play it, and they're just like, nope, we now understand why this won Game of the Year. It's absolutely crazy.
Here goes nothing.
Yeah, no, it very much, there's a very good reason why this is Game of the Year by a margin.
Machinery. I
Yeah.
have sense of it.
Whack! Okay. So.
Already dead.
Well. Hello, Shadowheart. We should probably get you out. Mind you, so the moment I saw the emblem on her chest, I should have gone, I should leave this person alone. She is a Sharan, and I do love her story, so we are gonna, we are going to...
This ship is crashing. Do you intend to die for a stranger?
Oh, shut up, Lae'zel.
Try that contraption. Hurry!
Okay, first things first, we're gonna pick up the Nautiloid tank. We're gonna give it to Lae'zel for safekeeping.
The mechanisms are completely unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Nothing. The console remains dormant.
Okay. So, also worth noting that Mind Flayers do take thralls, and they're basically just mind controlled. They're planned to be turned into Gake, but they are not. Well, they're planned to be turned into Illithid,
Is Gake infected?
but they're not necessarily like. It's not high on the priority. Place
As
my
you
hand.
place your hand on the pod, you hear something. A presence connected to the pod, commanding the person
Furry,
inside
yes.
to change.
Shit, I just said that out loud. Anyway, moving on. How long have I been a furry? A while. We're just putting all my secrets out there today.
Change her. Changed at the pull of a lever. How? If we are not purified,
But yeah.
this may be our fate.
Anyway.
Is this to be our fate? This might unlock those controls next to the pod.
I should have just hit P. I'm so impatient with this. Yoink. That.
In a jar.
You made Squidward. Yep, I made I made a Squidward. Okay. So now we're gonna go over here. This. Yoink this.
Another brain.
Faint images appear in your mind. A brain, a Githyanki warrior, and centuries of darkness.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get you out of here.
The console, but what is its purpose? Will it free the captive and transform her like that other? The pulsing glow and organic. This device is different from the one that caused the other captive to transform.
Place my hand on it.
Perhaps it will open the nearby pop. Suddenly, you feel a then discomfort fades, and another sensation washes over you.
Authority. If I roll a natural one, I'm gonna be pissed.
Authority.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm gonna shut up and stop trying to jinx myself.
You feel the bio shiver run.
But yeah, so basically, because I have a parasite in me,
Sated.
most of, like, the Nautiloid and shit will view me as an Illithid, and that's why you can do shit like that. Oh, get up. Stop being dramatic.
I thought that damn thing.
Your mind lurches into her thoughts. Her gratitude is
Yeah!
mixed with wariness,
Ironically.
because you have a Gith with you.
You keep dangerous company.
Can you not? So, the main reason why... So, here's the thing. Here's the thing when it comes to Gith, and why Shadowheart is so apprehensive. The Gith are a... They're a militaristic cult. They really are.
Fair point. Let me come with you. We can get off this Shadowheart. It's nothing. Enough of this. She's right.
Okay, so... But yeah, so worth noting, the moment I saw Shadowheart's emblem, the emblem on her armor, I should have gone, hey, she's a Sharan. I recognize that. Anyway. Okay. We've got some more horticulture.
We are nearing the... Who put you in charge? I'll trust my own judgment.
Considering I'm the one controlling both of them. Oh, I love how they immediately looked away from each other. Okay, we're gonna move up to here. We're gonna F5, and then I'm gonna actually step away for just a moment, and I will be right back. I will be right back.
Do it. We will deal with the Geich after we escape.
Connect the nerves. Nerves. We will connect them.
We need to get out of here. Now.
My faith will guide me.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry for being muted. I'm dumb. Okay. So we've got a couple things that we need here. First things first.
Victory awaits. This is your end.
Yeah. Whack. Are you kidding me?
Time to push my luck again.
Talk to me. Onward.
Yeah. Go.
What now? Have to keep going.
Yep. What was the song? It was Short Fuse A by Short Fuse A by Joshua Trey Collins and Michael Ray Marlowe. I have a free lo-fi thing that I use for no other reason than it's convenient. I can't blame Shadowheart for her. Also, you're Sharon, so beast. You're Sharon, beast.
We must take the transponder.
Okay.
Stuck.
Yeah. Dash. Yep.
Make way. Let's finish this. I should fetch that.
Yoink.
What's the plan? Take two.
Let's go. Nani? Yeah, my sound alerts work again, Sky. Welcome, Sully.
Light on my feet. Something good here, I hope.
Time to strike. My path be true.
Yeet!
Need to act fast.
That said, I do actually really like how... So, they were actually really able to keep the combat system relatively similar to 5th edition, which is really nice. Come on, us! Let's go. Now, where's the pufferfish? Oh, the pufferfish sound is locked behind bits now. You actually have to pay to make me gag. What are your theories as to why Tiamat gave the gifts red dragons? Could be a number of reasons. The thing you have to remember is that dragons are sentient. So, it's not... So, essentially, Mother Gith went, hey, here's a way to spread your own troops throughout the known multiverse very efficiently. And the Goddess of Evil Dragons went, fucking bet.
Swift and lethal.
Like genuinely.
Taking position.
Okay. So now we've got to here. We're gonna do this. We're gonna literally just steal everything. And here's why. Give it to me. There we go. Ah, shit. Completely forgot. We need to actually pull all of these out and open there. Now, the reason we're doing this is because we are also going to, actually, there. We're going to steal this. And we are going to steal this. With the bag trick again? Yes, we are back to scamming merchants. Put on clothes, please. Thank you. Okay. Back to scamming merchants. I believe that is everything? Yep. Okay.
The Helm's alien transponder. You've made it in time.
So essentially what you do is you steal a bunch of shit from Lae'zel and Shadowheart, and then they'll spawn in with replacements. One of the red dragons. But yeah, so anyway, why would... So yeah, Tiamat... The main reason why I think Tiamat was okay giving the gift red dragons was because it was essentially someone going, hey, I'm going to give you a way to spread your soldiers really efficiently. Because Tiamat doesn't like the Illithid either. And it's just really convenient to have two really... It's just really convenient more than anything else. But yeah. Okay. I just realized we've been going for 2 hours, and we're just now getting past the, Minthara. But yeah. Without a mouse. Bro, why do you hate yourself, Sully? Sully, genuinely, why do you hate yourself? Um, Wolf and Dragons, thank you so much for the follow. Okay. Fair enough. But yeah, oh man. Okay. Oh, we've got so much fun stuff. So much fun lore that we're about to delve into. We open our eyes. Discord / Reddit user? I mean, kind of. I'm back. Thanks for the camp clothes.
You hardly
Yeah.
have memories to return once you are free of the Mind Flayer ship. But your past is still an aching void. If you don't find a way to remove the tadpole burrowed in your brain soon, your future will be as blank as your past. Your head whispers vengeance. You cannot wait to slice your way forth, seeking whatever wrought this tragedy upon you.
Okay. By the way, we have not yet got... Oh! I need to, Wait one sec while I organize... Oh god, it's the Dirge, Lodi... Yeah! Yeah, we're doing all the lore shit! Okay, Druid leather armor. Chain shirt. We're gonna go there. Let's go there. That. I wish you could stack weapons, but you can't. Just saying. Send to camp. We're gonna keep these for when we get to them. These get sent to camp in a bag. Sent to camp. And then the rest just get sent to camp as well. We are going to give her the Evergreen Blade. I sent my last message. Okay. Let's go talk to this guy. Yoinks!
Drink in the
Yoinkies!
corpse. Since you awoke on the ship, your mind has been cold and empty, but something stirs. With your hands close to this body, you know nothing of why, but you find a half smile flittering across your face.
Okay, I think we're going to mostly fight the urge.
As soon as you delve into your mind, it is filled with flashes of 1,000 different dead.
Yeah.
There is something unknown and unspeakable.
So, I'm not gonna lie, the moment I realized that the moment that I learned that the Dark Urge was a ball spawn, I went, I want to play this. Hey look, it's Shadowheart. Wake her up. We're not gonna steal from her
You're alive.
just yet.
I'm alive. I remember the ship. I remember. First things first. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads. We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better.
Alright,
One
let's
thing.
get moving.
Just before we go, I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. Lead the way.
Yeah. Okay, what are you wearing? You are wearing bandit's armor. So we're gonna give how much? 40. So we'll give you back your your armor, and we'll send that to camp.
If not over, then through.
Okay, we've got a lot of stuff that we need
Something
to.
good here, I hope.
Let's discuss. We're gonna do that. We're gonna pick that up. We're camp. And I am. Camp. Okay, we're gonna. Okay. Go over here. Murgrass!
That will fit.
So I do actually like that they included alchemy in this. That's something that we don't normally get to see. I do wish you could harvest more of the Mind Flayer stuff. Bucket o' fish. We are gonna need these. Backpack.
Fresh water. There must be a settlement somewhere nearby.
Shanties for the Bitch Queen. Hooray! We get to talk about the Bitch Queen. So the Bitch Queen is one of the names for Umberlee. Now, Umberlee is a sea goddess. So Umberlee is a sea goddess. She is, how shall we say? Let's just say she earned the name the Bitch Queen, and she earned that shit. She is also known as the Wave Mother. She's considered chaotic evil. But yeah. Bitch Queen stays the storm. So when people are discussing the Bitch Queen and discussing Umberlee, it is very much so something that we need to talk about when it comes to the religions within the Forgotten Realms. People very much venerate. Isn't she also besties with Talos? Kind of ish. The thing you have to remember about evil deities is that they're venerated if for solely for the reason that people don't want them to bring down their wrath on them. When you get a being like Umberlee who controls the waves, who can basically go at a moment's notice, hey, you don't get to do shit. If you make your living on the water, you venerate evil deity. You venerate the evil deities so that they don't sink you. Barrelmancy. Monkeys. We're going to say. Okay. Next up. Sigh. I love you. There, I said it. If you meet me tomorrow, I'll say it again and keep on saying, let's go to Baldur's Gate. I know it's risky, so's staying there. The last few months have been hard, but they're always a little easier when you're there. Bring their boat. Meet me on the hill. Leave your boat and meet me on the hill overlooking the old bridge. Bring whatever you can carry. We'll make do without the rest. Don't be late. Love, Anna. That's crazy. Anyway. So yeah. This would be his boat. So Anna is probably also dead. Don't know. Anyway. Oh, a flute. A flout. Pick that up, send the rest to camp. And we're going to yoink this as well. We're also going to put this up just to have it. Donna. Donna. Abducted commoner. But yeah, the other thing about religion when it comes to the Forgotten Realms is that the veneration of evil deities, and just because deities have overlapping profiles, doesn't mean that they're necessarily on good terms with one another.
More of those wretched things.
So like, take Umberly. Umberly doesn't really get along with anyone, like, the person that she most got along with was Iakavos. And Iakavos... how shall I say? Iakavos kind of got ate... She kind of ate Iakavos, if memory serves correct. There... Umberly and Sekola. Umberly and... Honestly, I would rather see Iakavos and Sekola. Because they're both shark deities, if memory serves correct. No, it's not just you. It's mainly because... So, my mic has to be kind of over to the side because I don't have a mic stand yet. I've been meaning to get one, but I don't have one. So I basically need to keep a constant volume in this direction, and my screen's here, so sometimes I'm, like, talking literally out of the side of my mouth. But yeah. That's interesting. Okay, we've been going for 2.5 hours. We've gotten a lot done in terms of just, like, discussing this. I do kind of want to take a break just because I can't... It's hard for me to, like, sit through everything. It's hard for me to, like, sit through this on my own for a while, so I think I'm going to do this in, like, 2.5, maybe 3-hour installments. So we will stop here right before this fight with the Intellect of Ours, because we're also not level 2 yet. Like, we're still level 1. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for tonight. Thank you to everyone who showed up. I can't wait to see the next one. We've got a lot to discuss that I haven't even really touched on, with, like, Shadowheart's Regalia. We've got my armor, which is actually kind of important. But yeah, we're going to be next. Yes, I am currently on Twitch. We are going to be live both on Twitch and on TikTok for our next one as well. For as far as scheduling, I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern. Feel free to hop in, ask questions, and if there's anything you genuinely want to know, we'll do it. I also don't know. I also am not entirely sure if I'm gonna do stuff off stream. If I do things off stream, it's mainly gonna be like camp cleanup and stuff like that, because I have played through Act 1 like 4 or 5 times at this point. So we are going to hit F5 and we are going to quit the game. But yes, thank you to everyone who showed up both on TikTok and on Twitch. I hope to see you all in the next one. All of the links are in my bio. Hope to see you in the next one. Good night.